Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we are doing look number 2 of my Halloween series 2017. Of course, we are doing sort of a glam version of a Day of the Dead sugar skull. I've been pretty obsessed with these lately, and these are very easy to do. I think they're perfect for last minute Halloween sort of ideas. If you have no other ideas, this is just perfect for you. So I'm just whiting out my face. I've used a combination of a low coverage foundation mixed with white. I didn't want to go like full coverage, or I didn't want to go too pale as well. I wanted to go in between just so it looks, I don't know, a little bit more natural, even though it's not supposed to be, I guess. That doesn't even make sense. And then I'm just setting it. To carve out and draw my outlines on my face, I'm actually just using a very pigmented black eyeshadow. I just find that easier, and if you make mistakes, you can rub it out a lot better. So I've just sort of drawn in my sockets, and for the sort of hollowness of my nose, it's kind of hard to explain, so I sort of just like let you watch it, but I actually had a skull from Google in front of me. I've just looked at that and I sort of tried to copy the shape on my nose. So once you've grabbed the sort of rough shape of what you want, just fill it in. Personally, I would suggest not just using a shadow for this. I'd probably go in with like a black face paint or a gel eyeliner. At the time, I just didn't think about that and I just used shadow, but it wasn't as opaque as I would like. For the colour, I'm just putting a combination of pink and purple shadows all over my lid and sort of blending that into my crease, and I also took that under quite heavily under my under eye circles as well. Then I took the black again and I blended those two back together, so it was very much a gradient and it was very smooth. I lined my lash line just so it was a bit more seamless, so it wasn't that awkward harsh line as well of like skin tone with a black shadow. Again, as I was using a photo as like a guide, I just carved out where my cheekbones would be on a skull as well. And I really went quite heavy on this because it's like a contour but even heavier. It's kind of hard to explain, but as you can see, I just took my finger, blended that out because I thought that looked a bit more seamless. Then I decided to go back in with some more black shadow and really work on the shading. I went down my hairline, and then I took it under my jaw because obviously you're a head, so you need a very sharp, clean line. And then I took it in my hairline as well to create some even more depth around my face. I just used that foundation again and whited out my lips. This wasn't really necessary because I'm going back over with that mixture of that pink and purple shade. I wanted, although this looked to be very pale, I wanted some pops of colour, so that's why I'm using that combination quite thoroughly. And going back in with black shadow, I'm drawing, I guess, my smile or my jaw in. I don't really know what it's called. We'll just call it my mouth. So I've just taken quite a strong line and then just drawn little strokes indicating like teeth. I didn't want this to be too realistic. I could go more realistic if you want to, but I didn't think it was necessary as it was like a last minute Halloween idea. For the outers, I actually went smaller to larger as I got closer to the center of my mouth. As you can see, like these lines are a lot bigger. Then I took a black again and put that on the very inner of my lips, sort of create a bit more depth. To add a bit more colour, I took a very light amount of that pink and purple and went around the socket just for a little bit more colour, and I liked how that looked, and it sort of gave it look a little bit different. Of course, going in with some adhesive diamante things. I got these from the craft store, and you can put these in any sort of area you want. I just went around the hollows, and I really liked how this looked. I chose blue to sort of contrast the look, and they actually went with my eyes, so I like that too. Then I put 3 up the top of my forehead, and then 2 on my chin area, just to, I don't know, make it look a bit cool. Then I actually went in with a NYX pink eyeliner. It's like a metallic one. To be honest, I probably wouldn't do this if I was going to do it again. I would just use smaller diamantes, but I don't have them at this stage. But it still gave it a really cool glittery look. It just wasn't my favourite, and I feel like anything would have looked better than those. And that's it, guys. This was my Sugar Skull Day of the Dead sort of glam version. This was very simple, and I think this is perfect for anyone that has no idea what to do for Halloween. So please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.